it is such a blessing. I thank the Lord Jesus Christ. Like, I thank, my beautiful lady for sticking by my side. I think, I mean, shoot, all my military buddies, my close friends, anybody who has really been there, because there's plenty of people that come and go, and some people
Yeah.
support you, some people don't, and it's kind of like you mentioned, like if you watch this from the get go, you would know I was at Power Slap One. But if you didn't, there was like this year gap between my last match, which I mean, it was really just based on circumstances. And when I was deployed a lot, like I think 7 months of the beginning, well, almost like slightly less, but like basically 7 months of this year, I was, active duty deployed, which, yeah, so that's like,
You
all
gotta
those
you gotta go
things
when they call.
you gotta go. You gotta put,
Yeah.
and I'm a mission first kind of guy, right? And so, this is just a wonderful platform and wonderful thing that I get to do, and I feel incredibly blessed. I am transitioning to the Air National Guard, so I have more freedom and availability to do this sort of thing. But also I can go and jump on orders if they need me or whatever. So,
Yeah.
but no, yeah, I don't know, man. This is a dream come true. I got my own trading card. I got my own T-shirt. Like I'm
Yeah,
Dana White,
dog.
like is just promoting me. Like what the hell? Like let's go. Yeah.
Dude, I love that, man. Do you think that it's hard, right? Because in the beginning of, like, UFC, for example,
Mhm.
it was just such a different world than what the UFC is now. I think there's
It's
no one would
so
argue
awesome.
that, right? But
Oh
they've had,
yeah.
like, 25 years plus of figuring it out, and I look at Slap and I think, "Okay, it's not where it's gonna be as far as, like, fighter pay yet or, like, quote, unquote, "getting mainstream" yet, all that kinda stuff. However, do you feel like comparing the beginning of something like UFC and the beginning of
Yeah.
something like Power Slap, as far as like getting going, they really couldn't do a whole lot better as far as like promoting you guys, getting the show out there. Now we can get nitpicky on some other things like pay and things like that, but like overall, the beginning of a sport is kind of crazy, right? Like it's kind of this weird explosion on social media and you're a part of all of it.
I love it, man. It's kind of like if you knew my life, it's very in tune with my life. I tend to be at the start of things, like pioneering and stuff like that. So I feel honored and blessed in that, and then I also feel this weird rhythm within my life about that. And so I don't know, man. It is exciting to me. Like this has been so smooth sailing, and yes, you could say something about maybe the fighter pay or whatever. But I think like what the general population doesn't know is that like to get into the ring, like especially the very first time they get somebody in, they spend like 50 grand on medicals at least, just to
Yep.
like have you
Yep.
walk through the door. And so sometimes saving people's lives, they don't know they have a tumor or a brain aneurysm that they may or may not have known about, or some sort of cyst or something. Like they've helped plenty of people with other health conditions and stuff like that too. Those are the only ones I know off the top of my head. But like, when people get damaged in the sport, they put them up at a hotel, make sure they're taken care of, and any way they need to get done. And there's a lot of flack for the sport, and I really just don't think that people care to take the time to know that. Like honestly, I can't even imagine the first UFC fighters got treated this well. Like not because they didn't want to, but it's just like the capability that Power Slap has with the finances, the resources, and then obviously with partnered kind of with the UFC, kind of fall underneath mostly. Like it's just I don't know, it's out of this world, man. I don't even know how to describe it.